Alrighty, welcome everybody. My name is Lawrence, and welcome to the APN's Waveform. Alrighty, I'm so happy today. We're finally recording in the studio. Oh my gosh, it was a pain in the butt to record this podcast online. But let's focus on the real topic today, which is our senior send-off to celebrate and commemorate the class of 2021. I don't want to waste any more time monologuing because it's time to walk down memory lane. But by the way, all of us have been fully vaccinated and tested, so don't go complaining to us in the comment section about social distancing. Please don't.
We swear we're following the rules.
We are. And so for our finale, we have an all-senior crew that is filled with podcast veterans. So we got Kevin Wu from Chapter 2.
Hello.
We got Ricky Wong from Chapter 3.
Hello.
And we have APN Advisor Frank Sunez from Chapters 1, 3, and 5.
Hello.
Who is our senior in that he's obviously older than the rest of us here.
Senior citizen. He's not really.
Basically our boss. So let's get going. Let's start off with this year first. I think it's just, it's the most recent one that comes to mind considering the class of 2021. A lot has happened this school year, so and a lot hasn't. Indeed, right. indeed. Yeah. So on that note, what were the highs and lows of this year?
I think, some of the highs, at least for APN, I got to do a lot of variety of stuff. We had new segment and new shows. I got to start my own esports gaming show that, thanks to Sunez, that I started this year. It's called Gotta AFK, and we just recently aired the final episode last week. And we also recently started streaming sports again, which is one of the most anticipated thing. And Sunez can talk more about the streams.
Since we've been able to stream, which was, so many weeks ago, I think we've been able to stream at least one event per week on average. I think there was 1 week we did 2, and then 1 week we missed 1. But so we've been that's been amazing. I'm blown away that we've been able to keep up that same kind of momentum with the streams. So I'm super happy those are back.
We've done a bunch of streams. Sorry about. I'm listening to the audio in the headphones, and it's all working. But just for the viewers, there's a second delay. There's a 1 second delay. So I'm hearing what you're saying, and then I hear you say it in real life, and I try and respond, and it just doesn't come out.
All right, headphones off. Let's do it.
Okay. So but yeah, it was crazy to see the number of streams we pumped out, especially given all that's happened this year.
I'm gonna go on YouTube and confirm how many we did while you talk.
I think I'm the ballpark figure. It's got to be 10 something.
I think we did about 10. We did doubleheader too, so that's 2 right there. Yeah.
Ever since after spring break, I believe we've been doing streams basically.
That's right. Right after spring break was our first started streaming, right?
Right. So there's the beginning of April up until now, it's almost June. Literally in a few days, it's gonna turn June. So it's definitely 10 plus streams, I think.
Yeah, I don't think people also realize that might
want to get closer.
Streams are tough, because not only streams that we have to do, but we also do a show every week plus the stream. So it takes a lot of dedication, and I think it's really cool that we've managed to complete all these things.
Yeah,
and especially because it has to be in person, right? It's we can't. There's no remote learning or producing of the. There is in the big leagues, but not for us, right? So just that we've been able to be in person again to do it has been phenomenal. Okay, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe there's 10 streams so far, and that's also including the Arcadia Invitational Track Meet, which is one of the biggest things that we do ever.
Yeah.
And that was 10 cameras and a big crew, and that we were able to pull it off in very short notice is amazing too. So bravo to everybody that worked on that.
I think it technically counted as our first live stream, but the thing that kicked this all off was the theater was that theater live.
Yeah.
Theaters recording the theater play.
And yeah, I guess I don't. Did we start that? Did we do that before sports? I think that was before sports, right? Before we started streaming again.
Yeah, that was way before sports.
Yeah,
sure.
It was in like March, I think. Yeah.
So
it was
that
like,
oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it was like one of the first thing we did in person,
Mhm.
and then
That's right.
That's what kind of led to like, okay, if we can
It
do
works.
this, if this works, maybe
Yeah.
like streaming could also work.
Totally. So that was like kind of everyone's baby steps back in, and then that Bright Star, the recording of the play, the musical by Arcadia Stage, that was supposed to be like a 2-night recording that ended up becoming 5 nights of recording too. So yeah, we learned had to learn it all over again.
Yeah, and it was also raining on.
And it rained every night. Yes, it rained every.
That
it
was
rained
like
3 of the 5 nights, I think.
My gosh, I remember having to take all the equipment in, and it was for our first time doing like live streaming, and it was crazy. It was hectic, and I think it obviously posed to us like there were certain personnel challenges in that moment, but it was obviously so much better than having to do it online or.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure they're okay with me talking about this, but did anyone see the first semester play?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why they brought APN in. We'll leave it at that.
I think they definitely tried their best given what they were given.
And that was hard. And obviously, like, first semester was a much different beast than second semester, right? At least we a little more prepared to work on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think, but like, especially in that first semester, and even right now, it was definitely a lot of coordination, not being able to do it in the studio that really weighed down APN in a sense. We still got our shows out, and we've been able to produce things like the podcast, and then got AFK, the gaming show, all online, but it was definitely hard having to basically redo all of APN, but like online.
Yes.
That's obviously. I think that was pretty much a given. Oh, sorry, Ricky.
No, I was just gonna say I think not only is the amount of things that we do in APN is not just APN itself, but a lot of people have like interpersonal or personal things that they have to deal with also. Like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but it's like other responsibilities and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like APN is the show, it's the streaming, it's our new shows, it's our podcasts, and it's a lot of different stuff to be keeping track of from week to week, right?
And we did this to ourselves. There's no one.
Exactly.
And that's on top of just like us dealing with our own personal things.
Yeah.
I think just for me, it's been. Fortunately, I decided to just take a bunch of APs this last year because I have no idea, and I guess I just wanted to destroy my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But it's juggling that on top of APN, and then so that was, I think, just dealing with that, and then plus college apps was a big stressor.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, college apps. Yeah, what a bloodbath it was this year.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
That's definitely a low for this
that's
year.
a low.
Yeah.
That's
This really made me feel really good about attending a UC school.
Yeah.
But I guess it's obviously much more competitive now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are trying to go for the. It's like the UCs are the best like school system in the world, right? I mean, it's competitive,
And
but
like especially like me and Lawrence were like panicking on the day. Like the week before we were supposed to turn in the apps because we finished before the extension, the website crashed.
Yeah.
So everyone was posting online, so I thought it was only me, and was like, "Oh, I'm screwed."
But because of the crash, they extended it, right? Because of the crash.
They did because it crashed, but I wasn't one of the first people who like crashed. So I'm like,
crashed it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I did it.
I'm like, I'm screwed. And I was texting Lawrence, and he was like, "Oh yeah!" Like that night, we were just exchanging texts all night, and we were just panicking. But that was definitely one of the lows.
I mean, there's so much outside stuff. I'm sure you got. I mean, just that's not even school, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you've dealt with quite a bit this year, and just not being able to get in contact with other people as well, right? And
what do you mean, like contact?
I just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is just, like you've had a lot of outside, and it's been hard to reconnect with friends and family and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, totally, yeah. I mean, first part of quarantine was like stuck at home and boring, and then as things have kind of opened up more, I've been working outside more. I've been doing some like NBA things, and so there have been opportunities also through all of this. But yeah, no, I've been busy and just trying to keep myself busy, I guess. I don't know. I like being busy.
I see. I think, there's definitely I think you could say that's like emblematic of Arcadia.
There's the bell.
Haven't heard that for a while.
No, that was definitely a downside, not hearing that bell.
Oh, right.
Being traumatized by school. Oh, that classic sound you hear. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's school again.
Yeah.
On Mondays when you guys aren't here, there is no bells.
Oh, actually.
Yeah.
No bells at all.
No bells at all. It's kind of nice.
Oh, that's nice.
This is a very quiet campus on Mondays.
Yeah, sometimes the teachers have really bad mics on their computers, so when the bell rings,
you can
it just explodes your headphone users. And it lags, so it's like...
Okay.
And when I was like, okay, I'm a headphone user, so it's like... It's like a machine gun.
And I think we've been hearing that. I think... all of us, especially since you went to Arcadia High, we've been hearing that bell ringing for 4 years. 4 years.
Well, the bell sounds a lot different than when I went here.
Yours was just like probably like a rinky dinky.
It was like an actual thing that hits the bell on the side. Ding 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 ding.
I think the last time I heard that type of bell was like in elementary school. I think when I went to Dana, they switched it to this type of digital bell.
I also went to
I
Dana.
think probably all of the middle school. Boo, boo.
Oh, hey, Dana, FA.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. You know who's not here?
But
not represented.
No names, but
Foothills. I know. We need to go work on Foothills film, video, and production. What have you?
Do we gotta include them?
We need more feeders into our program.
True.
Yeah.
But
we need to keep APN going. We need more bodies so we can do more stuff.
It's all about those bodies.
We need a pulse. If you got a pulse, come join us.
You can join.
Come join us.
I think going back to that whole past 4 years thing, God, there's so many memories. Some good, some bad, some ugly. I think the one that sticks out in my head the most was. Ironically, I think just junior years is the pandemic, so that's special in and of itself.
That's a mulligan, just kind of throw that one aside.
I think it was definitely ironically I think freshman year. I know it's a bit cliche. You're in there like brand new school and whatnot. But I think freshman year is when I made a lot of connections and opportunities. And met like some of the people and organizations I'd be in today. I met Kevin through my English class. That was a very, very fun class. Right?
Did you take beginning TV your freshman year too?
I took it sophomore.
Your sophomore.
I signed up for it for freshman year.
But we met at First Ave, and then you came, and then so we already knew each other.
And that was because I was doing the sound. I remember the first question is like, "Hey, where can I plug in the mic?"
You're like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know. Ironically, I was doing sound.
I thought it was pronounced Mick.
Yeah, Mick. It's a microphone, right?
Mick? Oh wait, that's not Ox. That's Ayux.
I see a Doug and a Bob, but I don't see a Mick.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I just got that. Anyway, but yeah, what are some of the things you'll be pulling out from your past 4 years?
I mean, honestly, I think one of the best years for me was junior year, the first half. Not the second half was when the pandemic, the most scary part of like my 18 years alive. That's one of the most scary part because we
didn't know.
Yeah, we've never maybe in movies, maybe Simpsons predicted it. I mean, who knows? But we didn't know in the first place. And it's when you saw the news about China having this virus and pandemic, it's like. We've never experienced having quarantining ourselves at our homes. We've never experienced that in any part of our lives, right? But going back to the highs of my junior, freshman year, I was able to meet a lot of people because that's when all 3 middle schools merged together, along with other schools too, even other states and people from other country coming to Arcadia High School. But sophomore year was kind of just like a busy year for me in terms of AP and honors. Junior year is when I took like 1 AP, but I have a lot of other free classes and stuff, so I was able to hang out with my friends a lot. So that's the first half junior year was when I socialized the most up until quarantine, and then I decided to hop on the first APN's esports tournament, and that's how I kind of mutually met Sunez.
Subtle brag right there. Oh, the first ever APN esports.
Yeah.
It's true.
I know it's true.
Honestly, a lot of people have got their first has been some like big thing that we've done. Like we're just like Kevin's was our very first esports ever. He was one of our hosts. Like Ian Sutliff was his very first stream with us was football championship game.
Oh.
And then Harrison Meyers' very first stream with us, I remember meeting him for the first time, was last play at Long Beach Poly, last playoff game of 2 years ago or something. And we're like, we need someone, and he was so great. But yeah, like it's cool that we have this organization where we can be swept away, like, and not even be a part of it yet, right? Like you were. We weren't even here. Like you came in and now you're with it, and it's cool, right? Ricky was a more traditional approach, right?
Yeah. My roots were in beginning TV, junior year, just a normal kid, whatever.
He's just the average kid.
Yeah. Just natural
he didn't
process.
really stand out particularly.
He's like a C+ type student.
Yeah.
You just we pity let him in to APN.
Yeah.
Just it was a pity call, right?
Yeah. We were like, do we want 19 people or do we want 20?
Like,
Okay, I was the body. I was the body. Yep.
And everyone's like, look, Sunez, we just for the streams, we just need bodies.
Yeah. Okay.
It was not like that. Ricky was one of our top choices for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
And it's showing this year because you probably produced more than shows than anybody else, right?
Me or Andrew, I'd
Probably
say.
you.
I think the top producers are between him and Andrew.
You and Andrew, yeah.
He's had to do some of the most complicated shows. Like you did the
Fools.
April
Yeah,
Fools.
I love that
April
show.
Fools
And
episode.
he is doing the final
Senior
show, which
show,
you just saw earlier.
Yeah, in the middle of also recording this podcast.
Yes, he's
Yep.
producing right now.
Yeah, it's nuts, Ricky. The stuff that you do for this.
Man's have a CPU in his brain right now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it didn't even start out like, I'd say my late start was like, I didn't even know I wanted to be, in video and film until a lot later. I'd say like late sophomore year where it sort of just clicked, like, this is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
What prompted that?
I don't know, honestly. It was just one of those things where it's like, out of all the cool art stuff that you could do, I feel like that film and video is something that probably impacts people the most, I'd say.
I would say the same. It's definitely like starting off in freshman year, because I joined speech and debate, and I've always loved that public speaking and just being able to. I've always, the arts always had a special calling to me because it's a way to express yourself in a way that you're not able to, and I guess the more like in the academics section of the world. But after a while,
And it's a cooperative too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Collaborative.
Definitely, for sure. And I think that's what brought me to APN, because you give a speech, but a speech is a speech. It relies fully on the person itself, and after you give if there's no one to record it, and no one sees it, then it's like, did it really happen? And then it's video production, what I've discovered, and it allows you to, I guess,
share it a little
Share
better,
your own
like just
story.
be able to get it out there a little more.
That, but also it lets you, I guess, transcend. It's going to sound philosophical, but like transcend the mortal plane, but because you're able to edit.
Yeah, it sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't think we're on the same page. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is
that a subtle brag that you're immortal now?
Yeah, let's.
I find working in film and TV makes me hate film and TV.
Okay.
I can't watch TV or movies anymore. Everyone tells me I ruin movies and TV for them now. All my students are like,
ouch.
now I just watch things and like I see all the problems.
Yeah.
It's not
the horizon's
The horizon's off. Like that graphic looks weird.
What was that jump cut? What?
Yeah. That's just those similar frame sizes.
That was literally me when I was watching the new Mortal Kombat movie. I was like, "Yo, what is this? Oh, what?"
I see that all the time now. It's like, oh yeah, the framing. Oh, what kind of shot is this?
Yeah.
What creative choices went into this?
I even looked into like the special effects. Like this one's kind of iffy.
I'm always thinking when I see a shot, how many? If it's like one person right in the frame or whatever, and it's like an explosion and crazy stuff. I'm like, how many people are behind the camera right now? And it's like, I'll count in my head. I've been on a lot of film sets, and it's like there's probably 50 to 100 people like all around this thing. That's just a crazy thing to think of, right? Like every piece of something that you see is just constructed by so many people, and I'm just like so grateful and happy that you guys get to experience this now, because if you want to pursue this as a career, it's just so fun and so satisfying to make something together with other people.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, everyone else in the theater next to you is just like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, or they're like, damn, this sucked.
Yeah.
But hey, they already paid for it.
They already got, the theater already took their money. It's
Exactly.
the popcorn,
Yeah.
the tickets,
Yep.
the drink.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I need a refund. Just get rid of my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just wind back the time. Speaking of winding back the time, you want to go into a little bit into, because you are the class of 2020. Sorry, 2002. Yeah. So what are some highs and lows that you had before we move on?
I mean, I was also an APN, and I was an APN for 2 years.
Under Mr. Citron.
With
right?
Mr. Citron, yeah, who I worked with transitionally here, and then I took over for him. He was my mentor, and I hang out with him often. He's awesome. So, I mean, one of my highs has been that, I've been able to come back and give back and take over this program that has done so much for me. My final years of high school, personally, were very dark times, and I'm just happy that I had this. I don't want to say it saved my life, but I want to say that it helped make an otherwise difficult senior year much more enjoyable, and just to be a part of something so amazing, so cool, that's been here for so long, like this storied organization that we actually make something every week and share it with hundreds of people. I'm just grateful that I can be a part of that, and that I get to teach it now.
Yeah, not to mention I think that sort of effect that it had on you, I feel like that's just a common effect that we see it just with every class of APN. I think for me,
we got a lot of alumni that come back. A lot of people still connected, right? And, and that's cool.
I feel like APN brings together people from a variety of backgrounds. I distinctly remember that it's been mentioned by countless people on this podcast, but it brings together people that you may not necessarily talk to outside of APN. But here it's
a diverse bunch. Aside from being heavily male dominated this year.
Oh yeah.
It is a diverse bunch of people with a lot of great and interesting personalities.
I would even go as far to say that it sometimes has a healing effect on people, just like in terms of it gives you it's this unique family, and there's this unique vibe that brings us all together. I think the only other time I've experienced this sort of vibe was band, and it's sort of like that vibe was more like you bond through suffering. That's through every practice that you do.
I was in band. I know that vibe. I remember that feeling. Yep.
APN has a more positive vibe. It's more like it's all the nitty gritty technical stuff instead of performances and blowing into an instrument. But all those live streams and every one of those shows, all the script writing and editing,
it's all real.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it. Yes, you guys are learning, right? This is the learning opportunity. Yeah. We're here to mess up and do things, and sometimes I forget about that, and I'm a little don't do that. But ultimately, you guys are doing real stuff. You're making real journalism. You're bringing real events to people's homes. Like, people that are in other countries, other side of the world can, like, see their kid run the 100-meter dash, like, in some track event. Or,
right, yeah.
Or, just... Ultimately, what I think is most amazing about this class and what you guys are able to do is just that you're so connected directly with our community.
Exactly. And just like a quick thing, like, I was returning my books earlier, and the lady that was taking over my books said, like, she recognized me from APN shirt, but she recognized me and she said, I always have this catchphrase that I say at the end of my story: stay safe, stay strong, and keep up the positive vibe. And she did this. She did this.
She went up. She's like,
yeah, no, she was like, stay
awesome.
safe, stay strong, and what's the last thing? I'm like, like, APN actually just, like, in terms of even, like, the local community, as small as the local community and as big as around the globe, it makes an impact on people's lives.
Yeah. We had 100 live viewers last night for our CV baseball live stream.
Senior
and
night.
I wasn't even there, and somehow this amazing team of students pulled it off. Because I was at a basketball game. But anyway, it's just cool that, like, we're at that point too. Like, that should be a proud moment for everyone that Sunez wasn't there and you guys pulled off an incredible stream that I was able to watch from.
My announcement was subpar.
You were great.
I was like, wow, he's doing well. The crowd is this.
He caught the ball in his glove mitt thing.
I didn't even announce what was going on in the field. That was all Giselle. She's carrying it.
This guy is walking up to the sand.
The blue team now has 2 points.
Yeah. Great. Not even run.
It was great. You guys did awesome. And look, like, the reality is we provided something for our community that otherwise didn't exist. And we should be really proud of that.
And one thing about
it was really good.
Yeah, one thing about last night's stream, the comments were actually not, like, super troll last night.
It was just surprising. Yeah. I know. Oh, well, I do have a filter on there now also, so I was reviewing some comments. So there were some kind of dumb ones, but they honestly weren't. But they honestly weren't even that bad. No one was, like, trolling us, like, which I was very surprised at, because normally the CV Arcadia game, I mean, it got heated right at the game. I was like, I thought some coaches and players might get thrown out of the game. It was very exciting and very interesting, but thankfully the comments weren't like that.
Yeah. Speaking of, I know even in the live stream we had a few oopsies here and there, but and there definitely, I would definitely rethink whether I should have taken that opportunity to announce.
You nailed it. You did great.
But on that note, if y'all could have redone these past 4 years, or for your past 4 years, what would y'all have done differently? Speaking of redos and whatnot, any regrets you have on your mind you want to shout out?
Honestly, for me, I go off of this motto, whereas, like, what's done is done. So it's like, no regrets. What's done is done. Yeah. Dread it. Run for no.
That's why streaming's so good, because you're done. It's done when you're done.
Yeah.
Not home. No homework.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like for at least the past 4 years, no regrets. There has been accidents and mistakes along the way, but that's just life, right? I think in general, I would not redo anything. Maybe, I feel like joining APN in senior year is a little bit too late, because I want to experience more, and kind of join at the worst timing when the pandemic's here, so we had to all do things over Zoom and just at home.
Yeah.
Like, if I joined earlier and did God AFK in the studio, that would have been, amazing and cool. But but no regrets. It was all fun. I think I wouldn't redo anything.
No, for me, I'd kind of say the same thing. There's not much you can do after it has happened, but I guess, like, aside from APN, the things that maybe I wish I would have done better was, like, keep relationships, or, like, keep the friends that I've met.
Communication and stuff.
Yeah. So sometimes, like, and like, I learned, like, they come and go, but I mean, I remember like freshman, sophomore year, that was like super fun. Like I made a lot of friends through like PE. I met you in sophomore PE.
Yeah.
That was like that was probably like the best times I've had with people around. And it's just like, well, sometimes it's just they just kind of go. You know?
I think quarantine really kind of just like abruptly cut off
totally.
social life.
It's like if you weren't tight, you're gone.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like, because like the not so tight people you just run into and you see, and like we said, like I'm like tight with lots of teachers here and whatever, but like I didn't talk to a lot of them like for a really long time amount of time, and just proximity, and Ricky, maybe some of those people that aren't there anymore are gone for the good reason.
And kind of like going back.
Okay, wait a minute.
You get me? I'm saying, like sometimes people come and go, right, in our lives, come through, and sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Yeah, the right place, right time.
I
thought you were saying like they left for a reason.
No.
Yeah, maybe
maybe
I convinced.
Maybe there was a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
the
common denominator is Ricky.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a grand conspiracy to strip Ricky.
Ricky was an imposter after all.
Wait, so I guess there is something weird about Ricky having no friends.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all just gonna leave you right now, right? Bye.
Okay, dude.
Well, if I had to redo. Are we talking about the last 4 years or my 4 years?
Your 4 years.
My high school 4 years of past?
You could talk about the past 4 years if you want. Either one. I mean.
Yeah. I think I'm happy with the way it all worked out, and I did it. I spent a lot of time in APN, and I think APN is the only reason I got into college. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for going to college, and I stuck there for 5 years. I had a great time as a banana slug.
Yes.
Wearing my banana slug gear today. Over the past few years, can I just say what I learned, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
not gonna hey.
I think I come from a background of I am always doing. My wife refers to me as a shark. Like if I stop moving, I'll die.
Baby
right?
shark.
Like so I like being active. I have to understand that not everyone around me is like that too, right? And so I think I just learned to have a better expectation of high school students and what they can and can't do, what they want to do.
Especially in Arcadia, where
totally right. There's you guys are being pulled from so many directions, right? I'm sure if some of you had the choice, we'd be here all the time, APN and nothing. And so, some of you got sports, and some got family, and some have pressure to do APs, and some have other interest or whatever. But I'm kind of losing my train of thought with that. But ultimately, I'm happy that we were all together here, even remotely. We've just accomplished so much, and I'm happy that I have a better understanding of what you guys want to do and what you can do, because there was a time in APN where I think we were doing too much, and I think we found a much better balance in the past 2 years. Because there was a time we were doing 2 live shows and 2 streams a week, and maybe we had a bigger class then, but it
was that 2018, 2019.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
Where we produced 60 shows and 1,000 streams and whatever.
God.
And I think a lot of people got burned out, but I think we have a better understanding of what we should be and what we are, and I think we just did such an incredible job this year with the time and opportunities that we had. So proud.
For sure. I think to wrap up this section pretty quickly before we move on to our final one, which we'll just we'll pace through that quickly. I think the number one thing I would try and redo. Again, I do have quite a few regrets. I'm very I'm a very self-conscious person. I definitely I look back and I'm did I do that right? Could I have said something better?
We all are.
Yeah. I think the number one thing was definitely I should have manage my time better. I feel like I've missed out on so many opportunities because I've been like, oh, I'll watch this other YouTube video. I'll do this, do a little this, do a little that. And I'll lose. I would lose sight of the ball constantly, and just an opportunity just slipped out of my hand. Like, I think I had the opportunity to join prom-com in sophomore year, and then at the same time I had DCI, I had Algebra 2 honors, I had English honors, and I feel like had I just cut off on some of the YouTube binging, I would have been able to at least had a better opportunity.
I know, Lawrence, you got to stop watching all of our past APN shows.
No,
Just like binging, just all those years of APN.
Too good. It's too good.
Yeah.
Too good.
Man, literally, when it comes to like an APN quiz, ask him anything. He knows more than Sunez. Like,
maybe not more than him. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
But I definitely should have kept my eye on the ball a little more. I feel like senior year has been the time for me to make that up. I'm fine with disclosing this, but I've been talking with someone, and we're gonna hang out over the summer. Yeah, and it's gonna be
Get it,
an
Lawrence,
exciting
get it.
for me. But yeah,
our little Lawrence is growing up.
speaking of growing up, actually,
Oh,
let's
great
talk-
transition.
Let's talk about our futures, because we're all growing up.
You sure about
And
that?
I think a lot of you have a lot of growing up to do.
for sure. So let's quickly go over some of our future plans. I'll start off quickly. I'm going to PCC for a year, and I have a guaranteed transfer plan with USC, which is a school I've been brainwashed into going to by my mom, who went to USC, and DCI as well. So I'll be transferring there.
Congrats,
after a year.
that's cool.
Yeah. I'm planning on majoring in international relations. I want to work in either State Department or some multinational company
With a special emphasis on film production.
I'm on.
Yeah, minor in
sure.
communications.
He's
Sure.
gonna
Minor
hold up a
communication.
selfie stick when he's presenting on stage. He's like, "Yo, so we're passing this bill today. Hello, Instagram Live."
I'm really planning on working on my social media game, my video game.
He's gonna get savvy like AOC.
Yeah.
He's gonna be all AOC savvy. Instagram.
You're gonna-
Twitching.
Exactly.
Yeah, Twitch.
Gonna
Yeah.
live stream his Twitches.
Exactly, yo. Yeah. So what about you two? What about you two?
Yeah, my plan is similar to Lawrence. I'm going to PCC, obviously, to save some money and stuff. And then I'm most likely going to transfer to USC, but I'm going to apply to a few other colleges too. My majors, I'm planning on double majoring in film production and business administration.
That's why I would have done it.
Monday, no. But my parents own a few businesses that they want me to take over, but they also let me pursue my passion of my passion for film production. So I mean, film production, BA, they kind of they can go with each other too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's it's a perfect kind of double major thing, and they said double majoring might be hard, but it's manageable. So
it's gonna be hard, man. I just do double majors.
That's tough. I was close to finishing a double major. I ended up minoring in my second time, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, but it's definitely manageable.
If you got APs that covered a lot of your introductory stuff, prereqs, you can start that process a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So
sorry.
Oh, my bad. So I'll survive, hopefully.
Yeah.
Ready?
For me, college.
Son.
Yeah, I'm planning to go to Northridge, plan to work in film and stuff. Okay, thank you, I guess. I feel so special, wow.
Now you clap.
Yeah, you clap.
Yeah, I mean, film and music also. I'm interested in music, probably on my independent kind of time and stuff. But
Did you see the little mini Korg I just got?
the mini I did not.
I got a little mini Korg we got from High School Nation.
The High School Nation gave
They
you
gave us some more gear.
That was
yeah.
definitely a low.
That was funny.
That was such a low. And
Sorry, Ricky, we cut you off. Yeah.
Sorry. You're
No, I mean that's it. Yeah. There's not much more to say. I'm just kind of going in.
He's just your average Joe,
Yeah. Just a regular old Ricky.
Short man.
as my niece would say, just a regular old man. Oh, me?
Yes.
my future is bright.
I mean, next year's APN's crew.
Next year's APN crew looks awesome. We've got a younger APN crew, which is cool. So we'll hopefully have a lot of returners the following year, which means maybe it'll be a little more competitive to get an APN next year. So that'll be cool. That'll be nice to have a little more of a pool to choose from.
We have so many heavy hitters.
Got a lot of heavy hitters coming in. A lot of great people from intermediate video. Yeah, Jelani, Sandra, Nicole,
Tran, and then Tran, our returner.
Yeah, we got our Ethan Tran is returning, and Ethan Elliott, and I got a great crew there.
Heck yeah,
of people. I'm just so excited. Giselle has just been so amazing,
and
just stepping up as an announcer, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, even more like diversity in terms of gender ratio too.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Like way more females, and
we'll be like 40-60 instead of.
I mean, 3 girls.
37, 15%.
It was like 15% and like 85.
That's rough.
Ouch. Yeah. Definitely boys club that year.
We need more of a women's touch in the class. I agree. Yeah. And then just personally, I'm taking off for a big chunk of the summer, so I'll be in Virginia with my wife's family. I'll be in the Channel Islands 2 days after graduation, doing some snorkeling and some hiking and hanging out, and I'm also working the NBA playoffs right now, so that's kind of my side gig. In fact, tomorrow, which will be, I guess, yesterday when you listen to this podcast, I'll be working on a Lakers playoff game or Clippers, I don't know, one of those. So
nice.
I've been doing some side stuff, and hopefully get back to doing some Skycam football. I do that in the fall, and work at SoFi Stadium, but and continue to do this, which is my number one jam, and I'm just really looking forward to it. And we're actually not even done. You're probably listening to this podcast on Friday. But we have graduation 1 week from today, and our underclassmen and our incoming APNers are going to be working on that. So stay tuned for one final
send-off.
Hurrah! A death knell before the quiet summer.
Pretty dark.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we're all doing a little bit of film over the summer. You guys may not know, but us three, we're working on a film with some of our other APN friends.
That's exciting.
It's going to be amazing. We're looking for, can I say, like a September 4th release date, maybe?
Oh, it's ambitious.
Yeah,
it's very ambitious. I'm not gonna lie. That is,
Where are you gonna get all this gear to do this movie?
I wonder.
Yeah,
I'm totally not gonna rate the APN.
I haven't heard anything about it, so good luck. You're gonna have to get it. You're gonna have to get it soon because I'm gone all summer.
We got Tran.
All right, cool.
It's time to buy equipment.
Yeah, time to.
I think you're gonna need
spend all my college tuition money. Alrighty. With that, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap up this final episode. Thank you all for listening.
This is it, huh? This is the last one.
This is it.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you all for listening to season 2.
Is anyone gonna cry?
Only he's got nothing to do.
I saw some tears earlier today in our senior show send off. So
oh really?
Lots of tears.
Yeah. Can I just say it's been real? I'm really happy to have been a part of this with you guys. Like in it, like actually a part of the podcast every now and then. And I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry, but
no. It's
cool to hang with you guys every now and then.
I mean, podcast is for talking, right?
Yeah, podcast is for talking.
It is for socializing. I mean, we've been stuck home for.
This ended up being a super long podcast, huh?
I've done longer.
How long is this one so far?
Do we
need a break? Okay, actually,
44 minutes.
Oh, dang!
That'll be fine.
Wow.
Me and Lawrence did a 53-minute podcast.
Oh, whoa,
we did the 1 hour podcast.
That's right. We did a long one. All right, Lawrence. We'll let you wrap it up.
All right. So we'll wrap it up finally here. Thank you all for listening to season 2, the season 2 finale of APN's Waveform. It's been an absolute honor to host this podcast this year. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank our listeners for providing us with the opportunity to share the unique character of APN with the world. Please go and like, comment, and subscribe so that this spicy podcast continues on next year. For one last time, this has been Lawrence Sung, and have an amazing summer, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lawrence.